Hi everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. It's so wonderful to see you this Sunday evening. Hope that you are doing well wherever and whenever you happen to be watching this. And definitely a different setup here. Please bear with me as I kind of get set up. I'm trying to rearrange the office space and the filming space and making it a little bit better. So we're almost there. So bear with me tonight if the lighting is a little bit strange or anything. But I'm so glad to have you all here. And the kittens are glad to have you here. Hattie and Gertie are running around. If you're new here, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you're watching this on the replay, you're going to have just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join me live, go ahead and check out that description below. It has all the regular days and times that I stream right here on YouTube. If you are here live with me, go ahead and click that live chat button, say hi, and let me know if you have any special healing requests or anything, whether it's general or specific. We'll go ahead and factor those into our beautiful crystal healing grid that we will all build together before we get into the Reiki healing. So for the next hour or so, we will be doing the crystal grid. If you're watching this on the replay, if you'd want to skip ahead to about the 60-minute point or to when you see the lights begin to shift, that will be when we get into just the music and the healing. For those of you who are new, I will explain what Reiki is and how everything works before we get into that part. So welcome in. So glad to have you here. There's also information about me, one-on-one sessions and readings online over a distance, as well as my crystal shop, community Discord, Reiki healing classes that are live and online, as well as all my social media, all listed in the description below. So let's dive into the grid. I've already started it off for us, and then we'll build it from there. Awesome. So let me just go ahead and, yeah, that's a little bit better. So I've started us off with some crystals that have been really important to us in the last several streams. Thank you for the reminder, Cora Carr. Definitely the liking, sharing, subscribing, all that good YouTuber stuff. So here we have Nephrite Jade, this slab on the bottom. This is a good fortune stone all around, whether it's love, family, community, finances, career, all of the blessings. We've got this beautiful spiral here in copper. Copper tends to get the energy moving, tends to break up any blockages. We've got lapis here. This not only helps with pain and inflammation and aids with moving past disorganization, but it's also great for anything involving integrity. If you want to cultivate within yourself or attract people who have the qualities of open, honest, eye-to-eye conversation and communication style, that's the stuff for you. As my friend Jane would say, the talk-to-do ratio would be on point. That's lapis. We also have citrine to help with calling in financial abundance, as well as balancing logic and intuition. Blue lace agate, because everyone I've talked to this weekend has some kind of a sore throat or something, with rare exception. This also helps with communicating things that can be quite sensitive, whether it's something sensitive that you're trying to hold space for in the person you're communicating it with, or if it's difficult for you to express it. This is a great stone. Also helps for things like arthritis. We've also got peridot, which we've been working with for quite a while. This helps to break up any cycles and patterns that we have within ourselves that are really holding us back. Also helps us to cultivate relationships, especially friendships, where there's a balance and support of the good patterns that replace those. It's a good friendship stone too. And last but not least there, moss agate. This is fantastic for any kind of physical malady that is contagious. So things like colds, flus, things like that. Also things that we can get that are just out of balance in our body, whether it's fungal, bacterial, things like that. Moss agate is thought to really help root those out pretty quickly. So that's what we are starting with. So the rest of you go ahead, keep on requesting. Your requests can be for the specific type of healing you're looking for, or they can include the specific crystals. And if I have them, I'll absolutely put them in. Either or is fine. And let's dive in. Let's see all who is here too. So good to see you all. Oh my goodness. So many of us here today already. Love it. Blue Sky, Grace, Chris, welcome back. Melissa, welcome in. Allison, Violet Integration, JZS. Korakar, so good to see you. Vincent, Rachel, welcome in, Rachel. Recovery Disorder ASMR, welcome in. Alex, welcome in. It's okay. Totally cool. And everybody just go ahead, make any requests that you have. I'll start diving in. Intense negative energy coming from your ex due to boundaries and complicated divorce. You got it. Absolutely. Key and or Patty, welcome back. Good to see you. I can definitely help you with that. So let's get in some red tiger eye. This is great for any kind of, whether it's intentional negative work or just sort of people who can't quite understand a boundary, like whether it's malicious or not so malicious, but definitely for things, anything from bullying and triangulating all the way up to like negative spiritual work, red tiger eye is super protective, super, super protective. So I'm going to go ahead and bring some of these in to help support you. Susan and Greg, welcome in. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. So we've got that. We've also got other stones that are protective include smoky quartz. So let's see if I have some of that around. I know I do. Let's go ahead. Actually, I'm feeling black obsidian. Black obsidian is incredibly protective. It also helps with anything around trauma, whether it's trauma that's being reactivated or if it's acute, just happened kind of trauma. This can be a great stone either way, but excellent also for nervous pets. So we'll bring this in. So that's highly protective too. Can also really help with processing grief and physical shock. So we've got black obsidian there. Let's see. So good to see you all. And I hope that that helps. I hope that that helps, hon. And calm from self-doubt and anxiety. You are, honestly, we often find, because a lot of us are regulars here, we find that a lot of times our requests and what we're working on will kind of harmonize with everyone. There's a lot more alike than it is different, even though the situations, I'm sure, are very different. And I know that these are things that are coming up for a lot of us. So I'm happy to grab some stones to support that too. I know that it'll help the rest of us as well. So for anxiety, I want to start by bringing in some green calcite. And for the self-doubt, I'm going to bring in some bloodstone. Oh, you're welcome. You're always welcome here. Literary agent, events buyers. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Integration of pets. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, that's good. Great for nervous pets is black obsidian. Bloodstone, which also goes by the name heliotrope. Hey, welcome in, Prudence Jane. Wonderful. Good to see you. Yeah, so bloodstone also goes by the name heliotrope. And this is, I often call this like the emotional shit hits the fan stone. And it is excellent for that, especially when it's like everything has hit the fan and you just feel like you're heartbroken and the ground beneath you is just radically shifted. This is really great. It also can be really helpful for self-doubt and getting our emotional stamina back. So if you're going through something that's like long-term emotional, it can be very, very helpful too. One that I often use for quieting the mind when I meditate, for deep, deep heart healing, it also helps to just lift despair and give us the energy we need for perseverance as we keep going, like emotional perseverance. So we're going to bring that in. And let's do some anxiety. Let's find that green calcite. Green kyanite. Till I find the rest of the green calcite, I'm just going to grab this one. So this is green calcite. This is an excellent stone for anything having to do with anxiety, stress, especially if it's manifesting in our body. Like when we get anxious and stressed out, if you clench your jaw, if you tend to hold your shoulders and then get a neck ache, whatever that might be, this tends to help release where we're holding that anxiety in our body, allowing us to like find a more deep way to release, take a deep breath, feel one with our body. So it can be very helpful. It tends to lighten the mood as well. So if you're completely overwhelmed, it's sort of like an oh my goodness, I just really need a big dose of anti-anxiety crystal love. Green calcite for sure. Oh, and I'm glad you both are here tonight. Awesome. I think I'm going to just go ahead and take a peek through the list and just grab more clarity and peace for you and healing for Dobby. Gotcha. So we'll need some. Let's see. I think I saw some. Yep, here is some of that. Yeah, here is our green calcite. So as I put this out, I'm also gonna just talk about leopard skin jasper, which is fantastic for animals, regardless of whatever it is we're healing with the animals, but it's also fantastic for anything having to do with the skin and or parasites. So that can be a really useful stone in humans as well. It's also helpful for connecting with our animal spirit guides, as well as calling on a spiritually significant, like soulmate type relationship. So we'll bring that in. And this is leopard skin jasper. When my kittens, who are now my cats, were my fosters, they came here with a fungal infection. Specifically, they were struggling with ringworm, and I had this hidden in the bathroom to help them with healing and also to help with skin stuff. It's very, very helpful. So I hope that helps. High blood pressure, academic and career change, and fortune. Sounds fair to me. Oh, thank you for the compliment on the backdrop. Yeah, we're almost there. Healing generational curses, mother wound, and unhealthy attachments, addictions. You got it. Definitely the red tiger eye helps with like cursing and stuff like that. Also, the obsidian, black onyx too, like anything generational healing. Kambaba stone as well as black onyx I find really helpful. Black onyx is considerably more protective though, so I'm going to bring that out for that. Yeah, this is great for working with your, whether you're working on ancestral type healings, healing things that have been passed down the family line, any kind of, whether it's a physical ailment or a spiritual kind of thing, or like an emotional patterning down the family line. This can be really helpful. Very, very protective. Also helps us to move through grief in a really powerful way. Helps us if we want to work with our ancestors as well. And like I said, Kambaba stone is another one to work with ancestors. But given the protection and stuff, I would say black obsidian of the two for right now. Or sorry, black onyx for that right now. We also have nausea and pain, chronic illness, healing for your cat. Okay. Ruby zoisite I have. You got it. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to keep making my way through this. Green calcite we got. So lapis can be really helpful with moving up in our career and with not only internally, like I mentioned, the concept of integrity, but finding those connections where the other people also have integrity. So if you're looking to either move up the ladder in your job or switch over to a different kind of career or workplace, this can be really helpful. Another one that helps to call on really good social connections and colleagues is honey calcite. Also great for strength in difficult times. Having that optimism. This will definitely help you if you're doing any kind of networking or if you're just asking the universe to like bring you like the right colleagues and things. This is helpful. Also really balancing for the solar plexus chakra, which is our sense of self, our personal identity, and our will, with our sacral, which is how we connect with community. That's how we connect with everyone else, how we relate to the people, places, and things around us. So it's sort of like, who am I? What do I want to do moving forward? How do I plug in with everyone else? And as far as new jobs and work environments, tourmalinated quartz. We definitely got a request for this. So this is one we've been working with a lot. It's black tourmaline, which is highly protective and it tends to push negative energy out of our field. It breaks up a lot of things like scar tissue. Some folks feel like it can help break up blockages in the cardiac system as well. Of course, any of the crystals we're using are complementary. Do all the things you're doing and bring in the crystal love. But it's also really helpful for protection when we're traveling, as well as new ways of creating financial abundance, whether it's a new gig, some passive income, a new job, a new way to look at how we earn. This can be really, really powerful. We also have, let's see, I'll put that one there. So tourmalinated quartz, picture Jasper Prehnite. Cool. I saw a chevron amethyst in there. Healing sickness, cold and cough, absolutely. So this is, you know what? I actually have a really fun idea. And it'll leave us more room in here too. So I'm going to replace those two rutilated quartz with, tourmalinated quartz with this one. It's quite large. And this one here is rutilated quartz. So as you can see, it's a little different than the tourmalinated quartz. Rutils can be in the silvery or into the gold or almost coppery looking, but rutils going through quartz have a very different energy. So rutilated quartz helps to bring in physical, vital energy to our body. So this helps with bringing in energy to keep us well or get better after we've been sick. It also is thought to help direct healing exactly where it needs to go in the body, no matter what style of healing you're working with, whether it's energy work, whether it's modern medicine, whether it's herbal medicine, whatever it might be. It helps to energetically direct that healing where it needs to go. Also helps to balance the mind and body connection. So let's go ahead and bring this in. We'll kind of have them do this beautiful back and forth there. I think that's really pretty. Honey calcite can help bring clients, wealth and prosperity for your spouse and you. Also, by the way, rutilated quartz in intention to support Korakar's stepfather. Does honey calcite help bring clients? It does, but there's one that's better, and I know that Susan actually asked for it too. So let's bring it out. This is known as cinnabar, C-I-N-N-A-B-A-R, and it is actually, be very careful with it, it is mercury. Yeah, like it's toxic, which is why I'm not touching it directly here. Cinnabar is mercury. It was always thought of as the merchant stone, that it would attract the perfect customers and lots of customers to any merchant. It was also used in tanning leather for hats, which is where the expression mad as a hatter comes from, because this is really not good for you physically ingested into your body. This is, if you buy it online today, this is more likely to be what you would see. These tiny little red specks are the actual cinnabar in there, so it's a little bit safer. There's not as much of it there. But I like to bring in this lovely specimen I was able to get to show you what it looks like, a little bit larger. But yeah, cinnabar, the merchant stone, helping to attract clients. So everyone that is looking to attract clients and customers, this is for you. We'll put that there for now. We'll see where it ends up. Keeping negative energy at bay, absolutely. Let's bring in some black tourmaline. And I'll continue bouncing around and get everybody's requests, I promise. Okay, awesome. Black tourmaline, this is actually a much larger version of what was inside the tourmalinated quartz. Black tourmaline is a great go-to for keeping negative energy at bay, and also just any energy that's really not meant to be in our place. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative. We just don't need to attract all the energy. It can be a lot. Wonderful to get. This can be really affordable to get too. I've even gone so far as crushing it up and sewing it into curtains when I lived in South Philly. So it's South Philly tested and approved, I'll have you know. But yeah, it's a great stone to work with. So black tourmaline, very grounding, very protective, wonderful for empaths. Very easy to work with. So glad that you are here. Oh, you're so welcome, Recovery Disorder ASMR. That's really sweet. I appreciate that. Is cinnabar good for general job searching, Danielle? Yeah, actually it can be. It's mostly for attracting like merchants, people who would, are customers, mostly people who would buy from you. Attracting a job is more the tourmalinated quartz, as well as the lapis and the honey calcite too. And definitely some other good ones. I'm going to bring in pyrite because I know that Korakar had also asked for some help with bringing in finances and money. And this is one that brings in protection as well as intuition, helps strengthen our connection to our intuition. I like to think the fool's gold brings the real gold, because this is fool's gold, pyrite. Also is supportive of memory if you're looking to improve your memory. And as well as fever and the lungs, it's thought to be connected to, and we definitely have some requests around colds in the lungs. So yeah, so pyrite can be helpful. So this is abundance. But definitely lapis is a good one for a career. I'm also going to bring in, because I just have the feeling that it would balance out everything really well, is a little bit of chrysocolla. This is for making decisions in alignment with our highest good and encouraging us to follow our spiritual purpose. So if you're looking for a new job, a new means of employment, or even a new direction in terms of career, Chrysocolla can be very, very helpful in that. So this will help you making those decisions that you need to make. Nice spiritual stone. My cat is currently playing with things around me, so if you hear things randomly moving around, and all the best for those of you looking for some support around finding a new job. Let's do, on that, actually Picture Jasper too, which was requested by Blue Sky. Picture Jasper helps us to envision the possibilities in front of us, envisioning new opportunities. So anytime that you're visualizing, if you use that as a style of like manifesting, that can be really helpful. Or if you're asking the universe for guidance, like, hey, help me get out of my own way. What is the possibilities that are out there? Picture Jasper can be really, really helpful with that. It's also very grounding. So let's go ahead and bring Picture Jasper in here. Okay. Garnet can help us with the courage to move forward and do the things that we know we need to do in our greatest good. It's a very Capricorn stone. It's the January birthstone, and it's very much in alignment with what most people think of as Capricorn energy. It's practical. It's finding the best way forward, even if it's having to completely rethink how things are done. It's still finding the best way, the most efficient way to go forward. It helps with organization and in general just having the strength, even in times of uncertainty and change, to make the physical steps to change whatever might need shifting. So if you're starting a business or just trying to start off the new year on a good foot, garnet can be really, really helpful. If you're looking for a new job, this can be the thing that helps you, like, okay, I'm going to get my resume together, that kind of thing. Hey, Highland Love, hope you're doing well. Let's see. Unhealthy attachments, definitely peridot, which is there. And addictions and things, there's two stones that are great for that. One of them is amethyst, and the other is unakite. Amethyst helps with expanding and even initiating a connection to spirituality or new ways of looking at spirituality. But anytime we're doing any kind of self-growth, self-healing, improvement on ourselves, this can be a really great stone, not only to help us, but to help us be grounded in that process and celebrate ourselves in that process, not get too down on ourselves as we move towards that. It's thought to be very helpful for things like addictions and owning our behaviors and emotions and not taking on the roles and responsibilities of other people. So it's very much linked with things like 12 steps, moving through addictions, and unakite is a very helpful addiction stone. It's, if you look up like what is the best stone for quitting smoking, oftentimes this will be the one that comes up. But any kind of addiction and recovery, it's also really helpful for anything having to do with women's health, especially if that's around hormones or metabolism. It's really helpful and used often for fertility as well. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that in. So that's unakite. I hope that that's helpful for you. All the best to you as you work through that. And mother wound. We've got some rhodochrosite in here somewhere. which is the stuff for that. Sorry, I'm a little disorganized today from the rearranging. Thanks for being patient. Rhodochrosite is helpful for parent-child bonding, particularly mother-child bonding. It's also fantastic for any kind of like inner child work in that regard. Helpful for telepathy, journeying, any kind of what would be called psychopomp work, which would also be called things like shamanic journeying or visionary meditation and connection to our spirit guides. Helpful for connection to even deceased animals, if that's what you're looking to connect with, as well as stress, headache, and even to some extent the lungs, especially asthma. So we're going to go ahead and bring this in. For now, we'll put that here. Prehnite can be great for facilitating any kind of spiritual teaching, spiritual lessons, whether you're the one teaching or the one learning, whether it's in a structured class or out of a book or just through your spirit guides and meditation. This can be really helpful. Also helps with unfair demands, like to say no to those unfair demands, as well as to kind of rein your mind in when you're doing meditation. If you find that your mind wanders often, it can be really helpful. Also helps with things like if you do any kind of lucid dreaming, or if you tend to have very good productive spiritual kind of dreams. This can help you with remembering them and working through that. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that in. Let's see, let's put that here on top of amethyst. We also had the request for Amazonite, which is wonderful for caregivers. Those of us who have the phone ring in the middle of the night because we're the person you lean on, or if you're a nurse, or if you're, whoever and however you show up in life, if you're the person who gives care, this reminds you that your self-care is absolutely just as important and absolutely just as deserved as the care that you show others. This can also be really supportive of anyone who's got pain, either from spinal nerve issues, or if you have actual issues within the spine. This can be a really helpful stone, and this is Amazonite. We work with this quite a bit. We've got a few folks here that are kind of long-term working on things connected to that stone. So there we go. Carnelian too. You got it. Carnelian helps with relationships in general, how we relate to others. Oftentimes it's thought of in terms of sexuality, sex life, sexual dysfunction. All of those things absolutely apply, as well as fertility. But on a bigger level, it's not just how we relate to other people in a romantic relationships. It's all relationships. This is one that's thought to help harmonize like an office space way better. So any kind of relationship, because again, that sacral chakra I mentioned earlier, where we start to find how we relate to other people, sort of like, okay, what are they doing? How am I complementing that? So this can be very helpful. Also helps with calling on spiritually significant romantic relationships too. So we'll bring this in. Carnelian is so pretty and so grounding. And when you get raw carnelian, it almost doesn't look like carnelian. It looks like just sort of a brown stone that's got kind of a knotty texture. It almost looks like pictures of Mars that I've seen. And then when they tumble them, it's this beautiful orange. It looks quite different. So we got the peridot, iolite, herkimer. Just making sure I don't miss anybody. Hey, Heart, it's great to see you. Reflex and stress eating, you got it. Reiki for depression and anxiety. Good to see you, Sammy. Jennifer, you snuck in here. Ooh, you were recording a video? Good, I can watch it later. Jennifer Vatsa has an amazing channel on here too. And we're all West Philly, best Philly. A lot of us are West Philly people in here too. Sleep, back pain, finding new love, and also business growth. Awesome. Diabetes, pre-diabetes, you got it. So here's iolite, and then we're going to use this, or use this. Okay. Make sure we get through everybody. Serpentine is fantastic for diabetes, prediabetes, hypoglycemia, anything having to do with blood sugar. It's also fantastic for calcium and magnesium deficiency. I tend to struggle with those, as well as muscle weakness. Again, this one. Rashes, as well as helping us in trance meditation. So that's serpentine, and actually this was a beautiful gift from Jennifer Vatsa. You can find my crystal collection at learnreikiphiladelphia.com. You can find Jennifer's crystal collection on Etsy by looking for Belladonna Botanicals. Yeah, isn't it awesome how, like I was saying before, we'll ask for something that we need, and then it's like we learn about something we need. Because yeah, we're all complementary. We're all working through very similar things. And this wouldn't be a safe space to ask for all of that healing without all of you chipping in and being so supportive. So thank you for being here. You get messages during Reiki but can't ever remember what they are. Oh, Belladonna's Botanicals. Gotcha. Reflux, definitely. Black obsidian is helpful. And stress eating, I have blue apatite. Blue apatite helps with literally appetite, of whether it's over or under. Whether it's like disordered eating and not eating enough, or if you're emotional eating and kind of stuffing your face, it's kind of all of those things together. I work with this stone a lot for those reasons. It also works with a lot of the underlying issues that can lead to that. So it can help us to speak to some emotions, like when it's difficult to put words to what we're experiencing in our physical body. This can be a really powerful stone to help us communicate that, even if it's in our internal dialogue with ourselves. So that's blue apatite. I'm gonna move this rhodochrosite to, making a mess. Hang on, making a mess. And we'll put some blue apatite here, some blue apatite there. There's where there's room. Ta-da. Awesome. Your reflux went away when you started using your CPAP machine again. I never would have thought of putting those two together. Awesome. There was a request for chevron amethyst, and this is also helpful for whether if you're manifesting something and you're asking the universe, okay, I need these people in my life. I need that job. I need, this is what I'm looking for. Chevron amethyst helps to take the request up to spirit and also helps open us up to hear the response. So whether spirit is like, are you sure that's what you want? Do you want something a little better, a little different? Or it's to your right, it's right there. Or, hey, make sure you check this listing, or tell that person you're looking for something, or go to this event or meeting. This can be really helpful with that dialogue. Also helpful with shamanic journeying, channeling, anything like that. Connecting to spirit in a very meaningful way, and also bringing through the dialogue. So if you do automatic writing, anything like that, this can be helpful. So that's chevron amethyst, and that's amethyst with these. If you can see the chevrons, they have kind of that V shape running through it. That's the difference between this and other amethyst. Iolite is helpful for weight loss, fever, getting the messages from our spirit guides and helpers, being able to connect in a visionary way when we're meditating or doing spiritual work. Also very helpful for any kind of sleep disturbances, especially if it's intuitive in nature or energetic in nature, almost like we're failing to be grounded enough. But in general, just really connected with good quality sleep. So Jennifer, definitely hoping you get some good quality sleep soon. Let's see, where shall we put you? Put you here and here. Asthma and reflux are connected. I would not have known these things. Hey, how are you doing, JS? Releasing procrastination, joyful connection, follow through. Chronic fatigue and pain, perimenopause. Perimenopause can be very much covered with Unakite. Excellent for any of the hormonal shifts in a woman's life, from onset of menses to menopause. I found it really helpful when I actually went through menopause years ago when I had a surgical intervention, hysterectomy with my ovaries removed too. And it's very, very helpful for that. So perimenopause too. Chronic fatigue and pain. Definitely pain and inflammation, lapis. Chronic fatigue type pain, I believe that's linked to the chickenpox virus being in the nerves, or the like Epstein-Barr is related to the chickenpox virus, I believe. That can be covered a lot that can be covered quite a bit with moss agate. And I'm in the spectrum of, we don't know what you have, and I've been in that non-diagnosed place for like a decade now. I just stopped going back to doctors. They weren't really helping me, unfortunately. So my primary care, yes, but specialists they couldn't quite get specialized enough. Physical therapy, yes. Primary care, yes. Everybody else, kind of not so much. But if you have anything degenerative, so MS and things like that, this is thought to be helpful and supportive of that, and that chevron amethyst. So depending on what's going on with you, these three can be helpful in different ways. Tapping into creative energy, absolutely. This Carnelian is excellent for creative energy, as is Chrysoprase. This can help find new ways of tapping into expressing ourselves, including new ways to be creative and new creative outlets. So whether it's writing music or painting or whatever it might be, craft making, this can be really helpful. Yeah, absolutely. So glad you're here. And for those of you who are here, if you wouldn't mind liking the stream, that would super help me out, but no worries if it's like a little bit far away to grab the remote or something, but I appreciate it very much. Okay. There's Cinnabar in there for good business growth. Finding new love, we have Carnelian and leopard skin Jasper, which is excellent for that. We also have connection to wealth and prosperity, vibration for your spouse and you. Amazonite we got negative energy at bay. I'm going to come to keys requests in a moment. Actually, I'll just do those now. Mahogany obsidian. We've got garnet. Got jade. Got lapis. Got chevron amethyst. Yep. Okay, cool. So we'll do that. We've got... There's definitely a couple others. Chrysoprase I want to put in there. Mahogany obsidian helps with that if you ever feel like, oh, I can't do the thing or launch the thing or say I'm done because it's not quite perfect yet, and then it just like you get stuck in that, mahogany obsidian for sure. Also, anytime that we get into that space of I need this to be perfect because then somebody will recognize how good it is, and then that will mean that means I'll get that validation from that person, or that validation that will make up for the validation I didn't get from that person. That kind of stuff. So releasing perfectionism and releasing our attachment to my value is directly correlated with my output. Mahogany obsidian for sure. And obsidian, whether it's black obsidian or mahogany obsidian or snowflake or any other type, these are natural glass, usually made from volcanic activity. They're so pretty. So let's go ahead and bring this in. Awesome. We've also got Chrysoprase. I saw some completing goals and things. I think it was JS, like follow through. Yeah, let's get some Chrysoprase on that. This can help with getting ourselves back together again after disappointment or setback or loss of some kind, whether it's career-based or personal kind of stuff. Overcoming disappointment in general. This one helps us to see where we're at in terms of the concept of, how do you eat a sandwich one bite at a time? If you're trying to embrace that kind of a concept, this can help. When we're along a many step journey, whether it's something like, getting an advanced degree or moving along in our career, this is a stone that says, wait a minute, don't freak out that you're not at the end yet. You've created a lot of progress. You're good. Yes, you've got farther to go, but take a moment and take a breath and have some gratitude for yourself and some self-pride in how far you've already come. So this can help you avoid burnout and help you kind of keep going. So definitely good for follow through and things. So let's go ahead. Let's put this behind the garnet because I love those energies together. As somebody who is a Capricorn sun, I can definitely use all of the Chrysoprase that I can get. It's like, calm down. You've come really far. Have a glass of water. You can take a little break. Hey, Vic. I hope you're doing well. Happy New Year to you, too. Oh, and Chris had some requests, too. Herkimer, Aqua Aura, Blue Kyanite. Blue Kyanite can also help Susan, where you said you don't always remember your dreams or when you were doing Reiki, what was coming of it. Your internet is being wonky. Hopefully mine's not. No, it says the connection's good, but let me know if it's not. Transitioning and health, absolutely. Blue Kyanite helps us to remember and to understand the messages that come through when we're doing any kind of meditation or spiritual work or even dreaming. Also helps us to have this fundamental sense of pride in who we are, which is really powerful, especially for those of us who may not have had that when we were younger, me included in that. Also great for anyone who is recovering from brain injury or stroke. It's thought to help anyone that is struggling with that, especially if it's impacting mobility and speech. So I'm going to go ahead and do here. There we go. Blue Kyanite is really something special. Harmony with housemates. Okay. Harmony with housemates, Carnelian for sure. Emotional stability, got it. So we'll do some Emotional stability. Yeah, it is a lovely group tonight. I agree, Heart. So emotional stability. So this is lepidolite, which is actually lithium mica. Yes, lithium, like the mental health medication, absolutely. The energy of the stone doesn't involve like putting it in water and drinking it. In fact, don't do that because it does absolutely have physiological impacts, and not everybody is well suited for working with lithium mica, like internally, which is why it's a prescription still. So this can help with soothing, calming, and understanding our emotions, as well as bringing up any patterns that we have, allowing us to see that it is a pattern and even work to release it. Can also help with if you're struggling with that energy of like, do I stay? Do I go? I don't know. I'm not sure. This can be a great stone to work with. Also, this particular one has bits of Amazonite in it. So yeah. So we're going to go ahead and bring lepidolite in there. And by the way, for emotional stability, like we're just in it right now. Mercury retrograde gets all the fear mongering, but really it's meant to be a time when we reflect inward on the self and hear ourselves. We're meant to be understanding us, which is why it's easy to have misunderstandings with others. Additionally, it is the Cancer full moon was like Friday. So that's a lot of intense emotional energy too. So there's a lot of that just in the astrology of right now too. So that could be a thing as well. There's also, let's see what else. Rose quartz, Herkimer, aqua aura. Aqua aura is one that a lot of us have been using to help with seasonal affective disorder and depression. I found it super helpful in addition to all the other things I do for that. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring this. I'm going to put this for now right here. We'll see where it ends up. Herkimer helps with manifesting. So if you're asking for a job, if you're asking for your literary agent, etc., Herkimer can help to connect us to what we're seeking in a spiritual way. So it's not just universe, give me all of these things. It's like, universe, I'd like the best versions of these things. And I'd also like my request to impact others in a positive way, like help this be mutually beneficial. So it's a very community and relationship-minded way of calling things in. Also helps to be in the present moment, which is so key if you're asking the universe to bring you something to like know where you're at and be able to be grateful for what you have now. Also helps to balance discordant energy, so this will definitely help Vic with the housemate situation, and metabolism as well as intuition. So let's bring this in. I'm going to bring it in near the chevron amethyst because there's a lot of overlap with these. Okay, so that is Herkimer. We also have the request for aragonite. Does lepidolite also help getting emotions to flow when they feel blocked? It absolutely can. Absolutely can. Absolutely can. I find that a lot of times the reason it keeps kind of cycling if they feel blocked is because we're not understanding them. So this helps with like kind of understanding what's there. So if that's the issue, that can be really helpful. So I hope that that's helpful. I also saw a request for help with balancing Kundalini energy. So we have aragonite with Caribbean blue calcite. Aragonite is everything on the physical level, as well as our Earth Star chakra, which is beneath the root chakra. That helps us with enacting our soul's purpose, actually like showing up and doing the work. And it also balances our connection to the crown chakra and our soul star, which is our like spiritual to-do list. It's always updating, but this is like our vision of what's possible in the future as we make decisions and others do. that keeps updating. And as this is the uppermost and lowermost parts of our energy field for the most part, it helps to allow what's in the middle to flow more optimally. Kundalini is an energy that lays dormant at the base of your spine. And so with this sort of polar opposite energy being in balance, it allows that Kundalini to flow more easily. Kundalini energy could be more than a couple hours dialogue on its own, but that's kind of it in a nutshell. So I'm going to throw these in there too. So we'll bring these in. We'll bring them in opposite the iolite because I think that they balance really well. Okay. And we'll get a few more in before we dive into the healing. I saw the request for sapphire. This is sapphire. This is actually how it forms in the earth, in these exact shapes, which is wild. It's not all sapphire is going to be crystal clear like that. So this is absolutely sapphire. It helps us to connect with our spiritual intuition so that we can... Oh, I just got a kitten kiss. Hello, sweetie. Hattie says hello. If you want to come up, you may. But yeah, sapphire helps us to connect with spirit. So if we are doing something, say channeling or connecting with our spirit guides or even tarot or anything where we're looking to get answers, this can help us deepen that connection and make it more secure. Can also help to, somebody's photobombing, can also help to support us in sort of that dialogue of translating what we're getting to someone else. Oh, hi. And that's Hattie. Hattie the rescue kitty. Yes, we love you. You can probably hear her purring. She feels the energy. She put her paw over my arm. Let's see, yeah, you want to say hi? There you go. I didn't want to blow your eardrums when I moved the microphone arm. There we go. So you can probably hear her purring. Aww. So let's see. Let me make sure I'm not missing anyone. Oh, I got you. I got you. So a couple more and then we'll dive in. I think I got everything except rose quartz. Rose quartz? We'll grab that. There we go. Hi. Yeah, it's all good. So this is rose quartz. Rose quartz is just a thorough and consistent flow of unconditional love. Aw, yes. This allows us to let go of energies much more easily. It's sort of like how it's easier to let go of our job when we've found another. It's a lot easier to let go of the negative patterns and not so great energy when we know that consistently there's something better to take its place. And that's where rose quartz can really shine. So I'm gonna make some room for it. Yeah, we should do a Philly meetup in the warmer weather. We can all be outside. Make sure I didn't skip anybody. Peace, harmony, jobs, archangel help. let's do some angelite. Angelite, as the name would suggest, our connection with our angels. This allows us to be connected with them, even if it's just to feel them near and just feel that supporting, loving energy, or if it's to more directly get guidance from them. And absolutely, you can ask them for help on your soul's purpose, for help with a job, for help with more peace. Absolutely all of those things. Where shall we place you? There we go. And see how much more room we got. And how much more Hattie lets me use my arm. Yeah. You want some Reiki? That's what you're saying? Okay, I think we're going to dive in. Hi. Yes, okay. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're going to dive into the healing. So what I'm going to do is I am going to quickly go on ahead over and describe a little bit about what Reiki is and how it works. But before I do that, I wanted to give us an opportunity to pick between two stones, maybe have a little bit of a vote of stones that might even empower the grid a little bit more. So let me pick a couple of stones for you to pick from. Let's see. Okay, so here they are. Okay, so if you're new here, know that you are not limited to just one vote, so it's all good. A few more stones for wealth and prosperity for Korakar. Absolutely. Yeah, let's do that. Wealth and prosperity. We've got citrine. We've got that. We've got citrine. We've got that. We have red tiger eye. Let's do some more citrine. I'm going to bring in another piece of citrine for Korakar and your mom and anybody else that's asking for wealth and prosperity. This is a beautiful piece of citrine that I have in the form of a point. And like I said, it can call in wealth and abundance. It can also, because it's carved into a point, it's very direct. It very much directs the energy. This can also help balance logic with intuition. Additionally, one of the things I don't always mention about iolite is it can really help with money management. So let's do... Yeah, thank you, Blue Sky. That's really thoughtful. Let's do... No, I'm going to put this here for now, because I've got a couple for you to choose from. And I feel like I want to leave room. So the first one is clear quartz, which is an amplifier in and of itself, but also it's a blank slate for intention. And this is a carved bead with two fish. Two fish are, it's a really powerful symbolism in China. It's the power of the two fish. It's like the joy of the union of yin and yang. It's like ultimate balance. Like the yin and yang symbol isn't meant to be a static picture. It's a symbol, but it's a symbol of motion and movement and not being stagnated and things being in harmony. This is two fish, and this is definitely the sense of harmony. So that can also have a very big emotional impact too. Those of you who work with Reiki, and I'm a Reiki teacher, symbol 2 is can be symbolized as joy of union of yin and yang. So yeah, really helpful there. There's also, because Carnelian came up so much, I wanted to offer, this was a gift from one of my grads of my Reiki Master program. It's a big piece of Carnelian, and ain't it beautiful? So we already talked about Carnelian, all the things it does, helping to harmonize connections and relationships between people, helping to call on spiritually significant relationships, helping to balance things like sexuality and helping to heal sexual dysfunction. Also really good for things like fertility. So yeah, Carnelian. So again, like I mentioned, if you are new here, you're not limited to just one vote, hint, hint. And while you're going ahead and voting in the chat, if you wouldn't mind liking the stream, that would super help. I'm going to go ahead and quickly explain what Reiki is, a little of how it works, and then we will get into the healing. So, you're right here. Yeah, Hattie is not a big fan of me moving around right now. She's like, I want your hands, I want Reiki now. So, as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name's Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I've been teaching Usui Reiki for about 14 years. If you want to learn more about my online Reiki certification classes, which are 100% live, go ahead and click on that description button. All of the information is there, as well as a link to my website so you can learn more. And there's also information about my community Discord and all of that good stuff. By the way, for my Reiki students who are in here, tomorrow there's a Reiki share for students only, so just putting that out there. But yeah, so what is Reiki? Well, the style that I work with is known as, like I said, Usui Reiki, named for this particular method's founder, Mikao Usui, and he created this system in the early 1920s in Japan, at a time when teaching religion was very strictly forbidden. And while his spiritual background was incredibly diverse, from esoteric Buddhism to Taoism to Confucianism, he also had a very strong basis in Shintoism, which was the state religion of the time and also the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everyone is interconnected and energy and things move between everyone. The actions of one impact the whole impacts the individual. And that is a really good way to describe where Reiki, the energy, comes from. It's thought to be a force within all of that interconnectivity that supports, basically, it's a spiritually guided soul energy. And that's what Reiki translates to, essentially. So it is not my energy, nor your energy, nor somebody else's energy. It is an energy that is throughout the universe, and it is already a part of everyone here. So essentially, I'm connecting with this energy and directing more of it to you to support your greater good. Your body, mind, and spirit already know how to work with this energy and are working with it right now and all the time. Just like we are mostly made of water and we don't usually think of it, we couldn't control how our body uses water most of the time if we tried. Our body just knows how to do it and keeps us alive. Very similar with Reiki energy, but in abundance can actually support our body, mind, and spirit to find an even greater sense of balance. So essentially what I'll be doing, like I said, is connecting to this energy, directing more of it to you to support all of your well-being. Your body will take care of the rest. So at any point in time, you can always set an intention if you want. During the session, just think of it and the universe will hear it. Or if you already said it, awesome. You also don't have to have any particular intention, just curiosity. It's a great reason. It's describing what Reiki is a little bit like describing what a food tastes like. Doesn't it just make sense to have a bite? So essentially, when I'm sending this energy to you during this session, you may feel it in your physical body. You may feel your emotions shift or start to, maybe you'll release some. You may have your mental capacity might shift a little bit. You might get some opportunity to hear your subconscious come through and just sort some things out that you've needed to. You might have some spiritual guidance come in or some intuition. You may also just take a really awesome nap, and that's pretty common. I would say what's going to happen to you is going to be different to everyone, but it's probably some combination of all of the things I just listed. During the session, you don't have to think about anything. You don't have to focus on anything or keep your mind silent. However you show up to receive this Reiki, it will absolutely support you in the best, greatest, good kind of way. Another thing is, because we're all interconnected with this energy, it doesn't matter where you are in relation to me in terms of miles or kilometers. Also doesn't matter when you are. So if you're watching this in the future, hello from the past, you're going to enjoy this session just as much. And if you are here live, if you do want to join back for getting some healing another day and I'm not live, go ahead and take a look through our past live streams and pick one just by the beautiful picture of the crystal grid on the thumbnail and just go ahead and enjoy it. And you can do that anytime, any day. I'm here 5 days a week live, or 5 times a week live. All the days and times are listed below. During the session, you can just lie down, close your eyes, or if you feel like you want to move around, stretch, do some yoga, journal, or just take a nap, whatever feels right to you. During the session, I will turn the lights down. They'll move slowly and evenly through several different colors. At no point will they flash or strobe, and the music will be turned up. If you'd like to learn more about our musical creator, check out the description below. She's all the way at the bottom. She's got her own YouTube channel, so you can listen to her music all day long as well. So thank you so much for being here. Again, if you want to learn more about me, check out learnreikiphiladelphia.com, and all of my social media is linked below. So let's get into the healing and see what won the vote. Oh, did we vote for both? Oh, that never happens. That always happens. That's always how it happens. So let's go ahead and bring in, let's see. I kind of want to bring in, let's do, this here, put Cinnabar there, good manifestors right there. We'll put Carnelian in the middle here. Oh, that looks really pretty. Let's see. And we shall place this there we go. Oh, I think that works out really well. Awesome. So at the end of the 25-minute session, you will hear my voice come in and welcome you to take a few deep breaths, come back to your body, slowly come back. And at that point, I'll reopen the chat so you can ask any questions that you have or share anything. You can always use the comments later or reach out to me through social media. But for right now, you don't have to do anything except be open, and I will send the Reiki to you. So enjoy your session, and I will see you all again in about 25 minutes. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly start to come back to your body. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. It's an honor and a pleasure to share this healing with all of you. Welcome in to anyone who joined us during the Reiki. And if anyone has any questions or anything they'd like to share, the chat is open for you. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, everyone. Currently have a sleeping kitten on my lap. You're very welcome, Melissa and Susan. Yes, this community is amazing. Those of you who just joined us for the first time today, I'm here 5 times a week. Tuesdays 10 a.m., Wednesdays 4 p.m., Fridays 4 and 8 p.m., and Sundays 8 p.m. All of that is East Coast U.S. time, and it's all in the description below. If you click subscribe with notifications on, you'll never miss an opportunity, and you'll also know about some pop-up streams that I do here and there based around planetary movement and world events. Thank you, everyone. That's really sweet from all of you. And yeah, Hattie is currently asleep with her little tongue sticking out and snoring. So wonderful to have you all here. You're so welcome, Holistic Expressions. Yeah, you want my arm back? There it is. She is positively curled around my arm right now. I appreciate all of you so much for being here. And thank you so much, everyone who liked the stream. That really helps out a lot. But this group is incredible. The more that we hang out together, the more supportive everyone is of everyone else. And it's just this wonderful collaboration of goodwill. Oh, I'm glad to have you here. Well, my February Reiki course be in person. Unfortunately not just yet. I really wish I could do some more stuff in person. For now, all Reiki classes are online, and it includes weekly online, it's a 12-hour course, but weekly online Reiki shares that are for students only, and that will be forever that I will do that. They're always at a different day and time each week, so that there's always ongoing support. I'm trying to make some kind of hybrid where you can do the course online, and then if you want to learn in person a little bit, like take a little add-on, you can. So I'm working on that. But unfortunately, no, it's over a distance for now. But I am seeing clients in person as well as over a distance. Yeah, it seems like every time I'm thinking about putting things back in person again, there's like another round of sicknesses or another round of something. But thank you for asking. I always do, there's a Reiki 1 and a Reiki 2 each month. 1 month it'll be a weekend intensive, and then the next month it'll be 4 Wednesday evenings, or evenings East Coast time. But they're always 12 hours long. And then the Reiki Master class is longer. It's like 2 months long. Oh, thank you. I would love to have you for the class. In fact, a lot of my students are here hanging out. But yeah, I'd love to see you in class. It's so much fun. And of course, you can always pop in here and ask questions. Thank you all so, so much. It's been an honor and a pleasure to share this evening with all of you. Take care of yourselves. I know there's some really intense emotional energy going on right now. It's all good. Just hang in there. I'm going to go ahead and bring everything to a close. And yeah, if you do want to learn more about me on my website, learnreikiphiladelphia.com, or if you want to reach out, you can leave a message or comment, or you can reach out to me through social media. I do hope I get to see you for the February course. And everybody take care of yourselves. I'll see you all very soon, and bye for now.